Hello YouTube, this is chainskull, and today I'm doing something a little differently. I am doing a how-to video on how I make my video thumbnail pictures. This has been requested to me, and what I mean by thumbnail pictures is the images that you can see on top of my videos. The reason I do these is so it makes the videos look a bit more presentable. If the images look similar, such as my Making Mondays videos, you'll know that they're in a series, and it will also give like the viewer a bit of an insight into what's actually going to happen in the video without them actually having to read what the title is or go onto the video, read the description. As you can see from my older videos, I haven't got them on there, but you can see the difference that it makes with my newer ones here compared to my older ones. But anyway, the way that I personally make them is I have this piece of software called paint.net, which is free. I'll put a link to it in the description. When you go to it, it'll say the minimum system requirements here, but then you'll scroll down to this download section and you'll want to click this image. Once you've gone through all the installation of paint.net, you'll go onto it and you'll be like this. The first thing I do is create a new canvas, because I use this size of canvas instead of the preset version, and it will open up and then I'm ready to go. I'm not actually going to explain the different things in paint.net. If you feel like it, you can go and look for a tutorial. This is just going to be a quick demonstration of how I actually make them. So the first thing I do is I'll get a background. I've went into Minecraft, created a survival world and quickly took this screenshot. So what I do is I'll copy this, go back into paint.net and paste it. So this is now my background, and I'm going to do this as an example for a series of videos and explain the difference between a one-off video and a series of videos through the thumbnails. So once I've done the background, I'm going to create a new layer, and on this new layer I'm going to put a title of the video. I'm quickly changing this to the text, the font, to what I generally use, and this is going to be called TN test, as in thumbnail test. So this is a title. If I wanted, well, if this was in a series and I wanted to have numbers, I'd create another layer, so layer 3, and this would be number 1. I'll put this in a corner just so it's there. And if I was going to have different titles to the different videos, I would create another layer again, layer 4, and I would, for the title of this video, I will do sample. I can put this anywhere that I like, and yeah, well, and that is basically all I'll need to do for making the image, but I'm going to explain a few things of why I've done them. The reason I've done the separate layers is because if anybody has done image editing in the past, they'll understand. But for people who don't know, when you make layers in an image, you can edit them separately without them affecting anything else in different layers. So if I was going, say I wanted to move the number, and I wanted to move it, okay, this, layer 3 is the number. If I wanted to move the number 1 and put it in this other corner, I've selected layer 3, and this one can move freely. It's not affecting the background, it's not affecting any of the other titles, and that's just where it can go wherever I want to move it to. If the text was all on the same layer, I'd have to select the area first, like that, and then move it. So actually I'll be able to show you that with the title. So if I wanted to move the thumbnail like the TN to like over here, I can do that. This will affect test because it's on the same layer, but it won't affect the rest of the other things like background and whatever. So yeah, I just put that back, and that's basically it. Now the way that you want to save, if you just go and save it, I'll put it, okay, it is on the desktop here, so I'll save it as TN test, and that is going to be saved as a PDN, which is a paint.net file, which I think the best way for me to name it would be a project. So I'll minimize that a minute, and this file here will open up in paint.net like this. So to actually get it as an image rather than a project, you'd have to go on File, Save As, and then paint.net test, and I'm going to put 1 because that's what the number in the series is, and then you change the file type. Personally I use PNG, and then you save it. This will come up. I'd leave it on auto detect unless the file size here is going to be more than 2 megabytes. If the file is going to be more than 2 megabytes, I'd recommend using a smaller bit, on the basis that YouTube's thumbnail file size limit is 2 megabytes. So make sure this is below, press OK, and then flatten. What flatten does is it will put all of these layers into one layer, so then you can properly view it as a single image. So you press flatten, it's saved, and then this is the final image. So and that's about it. You just upload that to YouTube with your video, and it'll just appear for all the viewers of your video to see before they click your video. Now if you're going to make a series, as this demonstration is going to show, is if I reopen the project, all the layers are still here, meaning I can edit them freely. So layer 4, and this is the title, so I can delete the title, quickly go onto my text again, and white, and this can now be example. I'm just trying to think of different words for sample and test. And then I can also change the number, so quickly change the number to number 2 in the series, and you don't need to resave the project because the project is basically your template, but you will need to save it as another image. So again, save as, change this to number 2 instead, so you know the difference, and then your file type of choice. Press save, check this is below 2 megabytes, press OK and flatten, and then once you've come back out, you can see that this is the first one and this is the second one. Now as you can see in my images, the title of the video and the numbers aren't actually in line, but that's purely because I'm rushing and trying to do it a bit quickly for you in this video, as it is a bit longer than what I have anticipated. But that's basically everything, and then when you're uploading your video, it will actually come up with the option of upload a custom thumbnail. But that is everything. So I'd like to say thanks for watching. Leave a like if you found this video helpful. Leave a comment if you do wish to add anything. Maybe it might be able to help me improve on my thumbnails in the future. And remember to subscribe for more videos coming soon.